Alright, I am doing like just a quick solo video right now because I finally have 2 seconds. Jason and Bella are out with Chloe. Yeah, I think our life has changed a lot in just 1 week. She's 2 months old and she's such an awesome dog. I just the Lord definitely blessed us with a great dog, but she's still a puppy, so it's like having a second child, like a little baby. You know what I mean? I'm out of breath because I was running outside. She's like a runner. If I used to run a lot, like I did marathons, all sorts of. I love running back in like my heydays. Can't really, I think I was running up until about 3 years ago. I'm starting to get back into physical activity again just because I have to be really careful with my back and my RA and all that kind of stuff. But that dog can run. Like, she chases all of us around, so I'm a little short of breath. So anywho, the point of the video wasn't to come on and talk about Chloe, although I think she is all we talk about right now. And I love the story of how we got her. So Jason surprised Bella for her 9th birthday. Her birthday is this Sunday. We just lost our cat, Inky, maybe a month ago, I think. And that was a pretty devastating loss for her. That was like her buddy, you know what I mean? And we had been wanting a dog back in Phoenix, but we had known that we were moving into an apartment right now and we can't get a puppy. And I just remember in May, I felt like the Spirit was trying to help me tell Bella, you just wait till you move. Something is gonna happen that's gonna be really great for you. And then a couple of weeks ago, we met a man at Safeway, and he was I don't know how, we just started talking about dogs because he had a dog, and Bella was all crying because she wanted a dog, and yada yada. And when we were leaving, he's like, I know your parents are gonna get you a dog soon. And we're just like, whatever. And 3 weeks later, we got a dog. So it's so funny how sometimes those things work. So Jason drove to Denver, and we were praying, just lead us, Lord, to the right dog. Like Abraham had his servant go out to find Isaac a wife, and Rachel just or Rebecca, I'm sorry, it just kind of came out. We were trying to do the same thing with Chloe, and she did. So when Jason got there, a couple of them didn't even bother. So the male came over, went away. The female stayed, and when the male tried to come back, she was like, no way. So that's how I got Chloe. But the point that I came on here for is because this morning, when I was finished with my little prayer session, I felt like the Spirit was leading me to 1st and 2nd, this is fun, Thessalonians, and I just felt compelled to share it with everybody. So I am going to do 1st Thessalonians 5. I just wanted to read, I think, half of this chapter, and then I want to read the 2nd Thessalonians. One day I'll get it right, too. And these are about the end days. I don't know I know obviously there's Christians that know that Christ is coming again. Maybe some that don't. Maybe some people that don't even know, about any of this. And at the end, there's, actually throughout the whole Bible, there's prophecy. All in the Old Testament, there's so much prophecy in Daniel and Isaiah, I think Zechariah, And they all foretell, one, the coming of Christ, his birth and what would happen to him. And then second, that he would come again, and kind of explaining to us how that would look in the tribulation period that would happen. A lot of people say like 7.5 years. And throughout this period, there's going to be a lot of deception. There's going to be a man that is empowered by Satan called the Antichrist, and his whole purpose is to deceive people, to make them believe that like he's the God, and let's just have like one world religion, like one world this, and he's going to do all these like crazy signs and wonders and stuff, but they're all just going to be a facade. And he's going to lead people astray and do the famous sign, the mark of the beast, which is 999, and one day proclaim to be God, and all hell is going to break loose. And I think it's important, I don't know when Christ is going to come back. I don't know when we're going to go through birthing pains. I suspect that, we're obviously going through hardship. We've been going through hardship in this country, and it's been like a lead up. You can just see progression actually throughout the whole world. And, we don't know if these are the real birthing pains, or if it's just like one of those periods of hardship. But we should always be prepared. We should always be prepared for Christ's second coming, and we should always be on the lookout to not be deceived, and to make sure that we know, the real truth in here, especially as Christians, so that when that man of lawlessness is also what he's called, does come and trick us and do wonders in the sky and all sorts of things, that we don't fall for that. So 5, I believe a lot of people, I'll read it now and I'll explain. So 5 is, now brothers, as to the times and the seasons, you do not need to be written to, for you yourselves know very well that the day of Yeshua comes as a thief in the night. A lot of people refer to this as the rapture. I'm not like versed enough to know, but that's kind of what they say. For when they say peace and safety, so when we think that, life is really great for a long time and everything's like really great and everybody's just walking around merrily and they think that, they're safe, suddenly there's going to be destruction that comes. And the labor pains will start as a pregnant woman, and they shall not escape. So, I think that kind of means it's like the world will have a period of, great awesomeness, peace and safety and blessing as we think, and kind of like how it used to be back, 80s, 90s, just... we've had great periods of just peace and safety and just industrial revolution and living in all this amazingness. And I'm not trying to say this is or not. I'm just kind of trying to give you a reference point of how I think it would look like when you say peace and safety. I think it's kind of 20 years from now. Hi, sweetie. What are you doing?
No.
Oh, please brush her hair.
No, I don't want to.
How's Chloe?
Good, we're giving her a bath.
Mama. Wait, you're giving her a bath without me?
Well, she stepped in a big mud pile.
Well.
And rolled in it. She got all muddy.
Oh, gosh. Okay, I'll be out with the video. Have fun with that.
Puppy.
All right, I gotta go. Get out of here. Go, go, go. Can you please close the door, sweetie?
Yeah.
Anywho, okay, and then the labor pains begin. So you have all this greatness. Everybody's all happy and merry, and then suddenly things start to change. And there's a lot of talk, and I think it's Luke, about what the labor pains look like. And then once these labor pains start and the earth starts transitioning, it's kind of like this is no point of return. I've heard it as like the earth has to go through this to kind of like get renewed for the second coming of Christ. But you, brothers, are not in darkness, so that this day should overtake you as a thief. For you are all sons of light and sons of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. So then we should not be sleeping as others do, but we should watch and be sober. And that's what I was talking about. Like, we need to always be on the lookout, like have our guard up for the truth and what's going on, and looking at this book and looking at the prophecy and looking at like Revelation, and kind of watching for these labor pains and these things to start occurring, because one day there's going to be that moment where you're going to be like, oh, I have to decide. I either know this book and I'm not going to fall for it, or I have no freaking clue, and you're done. So, for those who sleep at night, and those who get drunk are drunk at night. But we who are of the day should be sober, putting on the breastplate of belief and love, and as a helmet, the expectation of deliverance. Because Elohim did not appoint us to wrath, but to obtain deliverance through our Master, Yeshua Messiah. So I think, like, that whole point is that we who know are not destined to suffer the wrath of God. He wants to deliver us. And I think part of that deliverance is knowing the book and knowing the truth. And then 2 Thessalonians. As to the coming of our Master Yeshua Messiah and our gathering together to him, we ask you, brothers, not to become easily unsettled in mind or troubled, because Paul's writing these letters to the church, either by spirit or by word or by letter, as if from us, as if the day of Yeshua has come. Let no one deceive you in any way, because the falling away will come first, so people will not believe as much. And I also think that it's like people will pull away, and people will also within like Christianity be like kind of not there, if anybody gets my drift on that one. And then the man of lawlessness is going to be revealed, the son of destruction, who opposes and exalts himself. So here we go. He's going to exalt himself above all that is called Elohim, or that is worshipped, so that he sits as Elohim in the dwelling place, showing himself that he is Elohim. Do you not remember that I told you this while I was still with you? And now you know what restrains for him to be revealed in time. So obviously God is holding him back until it's his time to be revealed. But the secret of lawlessness is already at work. It's been at work forever, pretty much. Only until he now restrains, comes out of the midst. And then the lawless one shall be revealed, whom the master shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and bring to naught with the manifestation of his coming. The coming of the lawless one is according to the work of Satan, with all powers and signs and wonders of falsehood. So that's what we have to remember. If we start seeing things in the sky, like weird shit going on, pretend magic, whatever it's gonna be. There goes Chloe. She's getting her bath. That's just, I think, really important to know, that we shall not be tricked by any of that. And with all deceit of unrighteousness in those perishing, because they did not receive the love of truth in order for them to be saved. So I think that's probably enough in that. So I think that I wanted to make that point, that like biblically, there will be someone who comes up to pretend to be God, and to pretend to do all this like false things, these miraculous wonders. So just be careful, be careful right now. Just be careful, and there's no time than ever to learn the truth and repent and believe in Yeshua. So I think that was my heart of the video, is to just always bring attention to the second coming of Christ, because that's really important. And I think it's also really important for people to know that it will happen, that we will be judged, and that certain things are going to happen along the way that we really need to be careful of, so that we are not deceived. So there you have it. I'm gonna go see what's going on with Chloe, go wash her, all that stuff. Yeah, that's life right now. I feel like not quite as bad like when Bella was a baby, but I've definitely started running around a whole lot more. Heck, she might be the dog that makes me run again, so we'll see. So everybody have a good day.